I am a firm believer that anyone should believe in what they should as long as it does not harm everyone. But you know what? My personal experience is not the greatest. But that doesn't mean your experience has to be bad. And I personally believe in astrology. And I hope you respect that. Does that make sense, Kat? Am I just being fucking crude?
No.
Thanks. What are you doing?
You see, I have this...
I'm talking about
condition?
Very different from the parasite you share,
Breaking
but
news.
just as
Gale
deadly.
has explosives inside his body.
The specifics are rather personal. But
Spoilers!
suffice it to say that it is a malady I've learned to live with. Though not without some effort.
God, I want to fuck him.
What it comes down to is this. Every so often, I need to get my hands on a powerful magical item.
Chad, let me know if the
absorb
music
the
is
weave
the sound is
inside.
too loud for Baldur's Gate. I have to up it a little bit because the TikToks weren't coming up as much as I wanted to. What are you going to do with him?
I can say no more on the matter. Not
He's
now,
quite
anyway.
cunty.
Just
I like his
trust me
piercings.
when I say it's all of vital importance.
I
In days
wish
since
we
I
had
consumed an
the
artifact,
man bun
since before we were abducted.
mod.
No.
It is time. And by that, I mean it's
Sorry, I
imperative
shut that down
that
real
I
quick.
find and consume strands of weave at the earliest possible juncture.
I can't like Gale. I love Tim, the actor. That's his name, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love Tim. He's a fucking
already
lad.
done the
He's so
finding.
fucking funny.
In fact,
I watched a show that he
you
was
have one
in
your
about
possession.
Immortal just for him.
You know for yourself
Okay,
how
the main
hard
actress
won
was
such
also
an
from
item
Game of
was,
from
and
the
it
Game
would
of
be no
Thrones
easier when even more are
House of the
required to
Dragons.
assuage my hunger.
But like,
There'll be danger involved, or great cost.
he's a pal, but I just can't like Gale. Oh,
You just can't appreciate a good nerd.
I'm also a lesbian,
Splendid.
so
Bit of boldness will serve us well. As luck
I'm
would have
doing-
it, you're
I'm
already
romancing him
primed
as
to
a
give
cleric of
me
Mistra.
exactly what I need.
Let me tell you, the spice and that whole thing is
do you know what?
beautiful.
His new evil ending is quite good.
I still haven't done it.
Why are you trading?
I
What
gave
are
him
you
the
trading?
the locket.
Please don't give him the
The
locket.
one that has a useless spell that we don't need.
As long as you don't give him the one with the misty step. Please.
No, it's not. It's the one with the dancing light. The one we got from Arabella's parents.
Fuck that.
That hit the spot.
It's always the
I
one I
could
give
feel it
him.
work.
Okay, so chat,
The magic, it's
Kat and
like
I
a lullaby that sings
have a
to
plan
sleep
for
the
today.
demon inside.
We're not
Yeah.
unorganized.
I haste to point out, but no
Like-
less dangerous.
I used
And
to
no less
be.
bound to
I
wake
am
up
no
again to
longer
continue
that.
its ravages.
I have a schedule now.
Such is the nature of all monsters.
Because this is all my fault. It's not Kat's fault that I am a
Oh,
mess.
it's not so bad.
I never
once you
get anything
used to it.
planned for a stream.
And on the plus side,
So,
That's
My
why
tower
we
in
planned
Waterdeep
today.
has
We
never
were
been
also
so
supposed
free
to
of
start.
clutter.
A long time ago, but I fell asleep.
sincerely though,
we were what? You cut
I
off.
understand I ask a lot
We were
from you with
supposed
few
to
answers in
start
return.
stream a little bit earlier, but I
But
fell
in time,
asleep.
all will be told.
Mishaps, you know? Mishaps. What's important is that we're here now. So we have a list, and I have new redeems. No, mind my nails, I've been biting them again. I have new redeems.
You do?
Oh, I told you I have new redeems, Cat.
Go
Don't you
save
wanna
the
see?
game. Is it this
Don't
one?
you want to see?
I have 24k points. I can spend some.
How many?
24k.
Oh. Did you know I can fully fund your... Oh. I forgot to do something. Did you know, chat, that Cat is doing a cosplay... What's it called? Help me out here, please.
It's
Help me out.
a community challenge to
Mhm.
unlock a cosplay. So that I do it on stream.
And did you know that I'm so rich in her channel that you should totally follow if you don't already? Let's be realistic. Of course you do. Because you're a good person. But if you're not, you're going to rectify that. And either way, I am so rich in her channel that I could fully fund that shit. Not shit as in a negative thing, but you know, in an aggressive way. I am a sugar mummy in Twitch points at Cat Cafe's channel. That's what I am. What are you doing? That's not... Is that the loot in question? No. Her loot looked
Maybe.
different. Maybe? Why can't I see your inventory?
Did
Okay,
you
let's
press
long
tab?
rest. Oh. Was that her loot or not?
Yeah.
We killed the search. Oh,
Oh.
what's this? No!
Mommy Masdora!
Hell's fire.
Can we fuck her? I want to fuck
She's
her.
coming.
Oh, she is coming.
Oh,
She
yeah,
will
I
be
would still
coming.
fuck her. I will be coming too.
Oh, meow. I'm so creamy right now. And I just wanted...
You've been naughty. And you know what happens when you're naughty.
Oh, I'm so naughty.
God damn it. Anyone but her.
And
I'm
just
so sorry,
who in the
Carlac.
9 hells are you? No, well, how aren't you?
Wait, why do you get to choose?
Flatterer. Why, if I had a warm heart,
Because
I'm sure it
Carlac
would
is
be
in my
skipping.
party.
Oh, got it, sorry.
Call me Mizora. I'm Will's patron, the fount of his power. My pet's been unruly,
Oh, put a collar on my neck.
and his leash
I'm your pet.
needs a yank.
No, meow.
We had a deal, Will. But Carlack's still breathing.
Shit happens,
Taken
Misora!
more pleasant shits than you, Mizora. And at least those can be buried after.
I'm eating!
I love
That's no
Carlac.
kind of talk for a
Me too.
lady. By the way, Carlack, Zariel sends her regards.
No, that's low.
You told
That's
me.
really low.
Devil's only.
low.
She's a tiefling, not a monster.
How precious.
Can you believe
The
we're
little
still only getting
pupster's
this
found
cutscene
his
now?
bark.
We totally did not start this in March.
Clause G, Section 9. Target shall be
Target
limited
shall
to
be
the
limited to
infernal,
the
the
infernal,
demonic, the heartless,
and the
soulless.
soulless.
How do you know
Carlack
this?
meets the
That's
criteria
incredible.
by virtue of having no heart.
How'd
Maybe
you know all
because
these
I played this like 10 times.
That is traumatizing.
Get to the,
The
point where
point.
you want.
Oh yes. Thanks for the reminder.
Will burns in the fires of Avernus. The lightning storms of Dis strike his flesh. His
No!
soul passes
Oh,
through
that's
each
so
layer of the hells,
sad! Do it again.
gaining their essence and their torment.
That is so sad. So sad indeed. He now has horns I can ride on. That is really sad.
You can hold on to them. You think they're sensitive?
Sorry?
Do you think Will's horns are sensitive?
Why would they be there otherwise? Do you know what I'm saying?
I know,
That's
right? They're there
better.
for
Do
a
you know what I'm
reason.
saying? They're there for a reason.
What the hells have you done?
A promise broken, a price paid. You know the terms.
I signed them.
Get used to the new form, pet.
There's no going back. Some magic even I can't undo.
I still don't understand why he sided with her.
Now,
I will
let's
never get
see
it.
how the frontiers fare without
a
their
patron.
precious blade.
She's the reason why he has
Carlac,
powers as a
Keep an
warlock.
eye on him, would you? I'll be keeping mine.
But I can't understand his
on
reasonings.
you.
Unless we could justify it on
Oh,
his
she'll
very
be keeping her
privileged
eyes on
background.
me.
Don't forget.
That is so sad.
Our pact still stands.
Can I come as a bonus?
Ta-ta.
Yeah, you can.
Ta-ta! Ta-ta! Toss, toss. Toss, toss. If you've seen Wicked, you know what I'm saying! Cat, will you watch Wicked? Have you won Wicked? Will you watch Wicked?
No.
You want to speak to him? Way to shut me down, woman! But it's such a good movie. Popular. I'll help you be popular. You'll hang with a like a horse. You'll be good at sports. Noticing you've got some dough. So let's start, cause you got an awfully long way to go. Don't be afraid by my frank analysis. Think of it as personality dialysis. Now that I've chosen to become a publicist or an advisor, there's nobody wiser. Now when it comes to popular. I'm gonna get banned in a second. I need to stop. You wanna speak to him?
Whispers.
Thanks for the TikTok content, I guess. What did you do that for? Wait, don't talk to him yet.
What pacts tend to be unforgiving from what
What
you
did
know
you
of
do
them.
that
I was
for?
lucky he didn't face a more severe punishment.
Girl, we're married.
I deserve that. Consider me properly shamed.
And what's
It's
bad with a
Mizora
little
who grants me the
banter?
power
It's
to
domestic
conjure
violence.
armor and cast eldritch
No,
blasts.
it's not. I just pushed you.
Before I was infected, I could even call
Not
hell
even in a
beasts and
sexy
summon
manner.
festering
Jesus,
clouds.
woman.
But I promise you, every thrust of my blade
Can you
and every
imagine?
flame
Like
I
my model
spark
is
was
so
for the
teeny
good of the
tiny,
coast.
and yours is like a hunk of a woman, and then I just pushed
Hunky
you.
milkers. Oh, my FPS just.
A possibility that's kept me awake
It
countless
looks fine
nights.
on my end.
Oh, it's
But
the.
I don't have a clue where to start.
it's when it
other than play
transgresses
her
the bot.
games and play by the rules. That's the only
I don't know.
language devils listen
Yeah.
to.
Been having a lot of frame drops lately, Chad. It's not fun.
But like even on my phone, it looks absolutely fine.
I don't know what
There's
it
no
is. It's
lag
just
or
when it's
anything.
just when it passes to the VOD, I have a lot of frame drops on my camera, but I have lowered everything to 720. Ah, Chad! I got new
It'll
RAM.
probably get better.
I got new RAM. Did I tell you that I got the new RAM, Cat?
Did you
I did.
install it already?
Oh, it's not arrived
not
yet.
yet.
I bought it yesterday.
Oh,
Jesus
okay.
Christ. I bought it
You
yesterday.
can get next to delivery.
She could kill me for one. and that's
No,
not
I
the
couldn't
worst
because it
of
was
it.
Black Friday.
My
I got it
contract
through Black
is
Friday,
very
PC
clear.
specialist.
I can bring Mizora no harm.
Mm-hmm.
She'll have to let me out of my pact willingly. The
Oh.
only way out is if I can
We have to see her
out-bargain
again. That is so
We're
sad.
standing here with nothing but the clothes on our backs and the
It's almost as
worms in
if
our
she can
heads.
stay with us on camp in Act 3. That's so sad.
Oh my god, it's not like
We
I want her
can.
to warm my
I'm
bed
sure of
or
it.
anything like that. She's
How
totally
glad
so not
I am that
invited.
you see me as more than my patron's pet.
I do happen to want to fuck her, so there's that. Commodity and all. No!
So, Will did the right thing, and it earned him a set of horns.
Is the sound okay,
Let that
Cat?
be a lesson to us all.
No!
Put
I can
the
hear
menu
you! Cat, I can hear you behind me. And not a good behind me. What are you doing?
I need you to play a thing so I can see how the sound is.
Oh, okay, wait. So Will did the right thing. It looks like
We're
you.
not wandering these
whatever.
wilds looking for
I
stimulating
forgot to read that out loud.
conversations.
I'm such a bad
Of course,
storyteller.
my knife was ready. The Gur are duplicitous. I've had my share of run-ins, so caution
sounds
is
good.
only natural.
Slack. It's only natural. What are you doing? Cal, we've had this conversation before. We don't have to resort to violence.
Oh, gold.
Are you
Come on,
happy with your
Father.
decisions?
Yeah.
Are you
That
happy
was
you
my
heard your
life
wife?
when I was playing. That was my life when I was playing with Steve. He kept shoving me everywhere.
Am I Steve though?
No, but I wanted to give you a little shoving.
I may not be Steve, but I sure as hell can brr brr on you.
Hey yo.
Tonight, you can't chase the thoughts of
No,
the poor
yeah.
girl you killed from your head.
I'll
wonder
fear her and
what
don't
she
haunt
looked
my
like as
dreams.
she died. Squirming, skewered in
You want to
abject
bet that Hunky
agony.
Milkers is gonna get off on that image? Sigh dreamily at the fantasy, go for a walk to try and stop yourself from retching.
I would say this, but that's me.
Why though?
I don't know.
We're about to find out, I guess.
You would have given anything to have seen it. As you jolt awake, too many questions plague you.
I have a nice ass though.
Here's the base game hair.
Oh, I need to change that hair. I don't agree with that hair anymore.
When the proud deed of her death was yours, why do you have no recollection of it?
Milady? Jubilant day! I have found your
Who are you?
at last!
Who is this?
Celeritas fell. Your loyal and ever adoring butler.
Oh.
I followed you, my dear rotted master.
I don't like slavery, my guy.
We have been parted so tragically long.
And when someone needs a makeover, I simply have to take over. I know what this guy needs. What in the hell do you mean you're my butler? About damn time someone respected my godlike depravity. Get away from me. I'm in a nightmare, aren't I? My head is sick, very sick. Do you know about it? Yeah, what in the hell do you mean you're my butler?
Oh, one hell of a butler. The most unprincipled servant you could hope for. You have always struggled to conduct yourself properly without me.
Have I?
I found
Is he
you
just my
following the
ADHD
stench
in
of
a
that bard.
character form? Or is that too much of a
Ghost,
or
like a
is
piece
that
of
too much of
dog
a
mark on the road.
comparison?
If your ADHD was a murder.
Okay, chat. Twitter for the record. Okay, I know I'm not that relevant yet, but I will be one day. When you look back at this, there's context to it. It's called entertainment. Okay, so Twitter, before you start grieving your opinions on me, mind your business. Not everyone that has mental illnesses is a bad person, and mental illnesses do not excuse bad behavior. Right, cat?
True.
But I'm about to be bad. I'm about to be naughty. I don't know what to choose though.
You could either one or two.
I can still smell her gore too. What a fair perfume. Did you cause me to kill her? I didn't kill her. It happened while I was asleep. It was bliss to kill her in front of everyone. I'm curious though.
I would go either this one or this one.
I'm gonna go with 2.
Such fine work could never be done by a wretch like me.
Oh, that is so true, my guy.
Anyways, I come once again
Wow,
bearing
that's
a part of
flashy.
your dreadful inheritance.
Oh,
I love that item.
in this economy?
So good.
You earned this iniquitous prize through your great show of exceptional violence the other night.
Have a hair.
I'm sure Master will be better soon.
Who's
A fellow
Master?
of your fine breeding is
Master is you.
never down for long.
Oh.
I cannot wait until your next act of shameless barbarity.
Next time you'll see me, I'll be fucking Astarion. I think. I don't know. I've never played a Dark Urge. Hopefully you don't see me next time I'm playing Astarion because I'm romancing him. Not likely. I'm already disgusted at myself for killing her. This prize isn't for my tadpole, is it? You're going to tell me everything about my past life. There will be no more barbarity now. I can't promise that, because shit sometimes happens, you know?
Though I would love to regale
go
you
too.
with your past triumphs, I cannot.
Oh.
I am forbidden to interfere. Our betters will not allow it.
Who the betters?
Be
Who
true
them?
to yourself, my lady.
This is Camp Rock all over again. She's really good. Who was that, cat? Hmm? Who was that? And what did I get? Oh. I got a mantle, the shadow itself. Once per turn, when you kill an enemy, shroud yourself in primeval darkness to become invisible for 2 turns. You best believe. Superman! Spider-Man! Iron Man! That's what I am. Oh my god, it's still here.
You remember the Astarion drank the water from the fountain, right?
Sorry?
From like the well. You remember last time we played?
Yes.
Astarion drank the thing from the well in front of the hag's house, right?
Uh-huh. Oh.
Check the thing next to his name.
Fuck! Vulnerable to psychic and acid damage until long rest. Where's Shadowheart? Can she cure that?
She doesn't hurt. Doesn't work.
Is that blood? No, never mind.
Do I have to swap him over to Shadowheart? Or Carla? No, you've got Carla.
If you want, because there is going to be
Yeah, it's
Yes.
like her fight is really fucking hard.
Oh, darling, I'm hurt.
Please just stay here, my love.
Guess I'll spend
Today
my
I need to take
It
care of
sounds
you.
awful.
And by taking care of you,
I'm
need
thinking
to
if I
should all be
switch Karlak for Gale.
I'm a mage, though.
Yeah, he's a wizard.
Something's on
You're a
my mind.
sorcerer.
Wicked?
Or are you a wizard as well?
I suppose you've noticed
the
I'm
Are you a
not
wizard?
terribly fond of wolves.
Oh.
They're ravenous predators with
She's
fangs
she's
that
telling you
guide.
she's afraid of wolves.
It's hardly an irrational fear to harbour. Don't be surprised if I'm reluctant to face any more.
You?
Everyone's got their own fears. I won't judge yours. We can scarcely afford to show weakness right now. I hope this won't be a problem. Wolves, though, really, they're just dogs with no table manners.
You can tell that to the next one we cross paths with, then. Provided
Alright.
it doesn't tear your throat out first.
I've got to speak with animals, so I guess I can pass on the message. You know what I mean? Join me.
All right. Some company wouldn't hurt on the road.
What are you doing?
I'm talking with my wife.
Are you going to romance
We
her?
were both part of Zariel's
I
inner
don't know.
circle. Her by choice, me by force.
I might.
In
Can
the
there be
grand
2
scheme
romance
of
scenes since we're
things,
doing
I'm
multiplayer at the
inconsequential
party?
to Zariel. Sure, I've got the engine, but I wasn't even her strongest fighter. But she
So-
favoured me like a child
Let her
favours a
explain.
captive pet. Mizora envied the attention, I suppose. I'm sure when Zariel gave her the order to hunt me down, Mizora was delighted.
Was she?
I don't know. You'd think she'd have more important things to do. Devils and their pride.
I'd fuck a devil.
No kidding.
I went
The
viral on
fighting,
TikTok
the
for saying I would
chaos,
fuck a
the
devil.
betrayal. It had
He's
the
not a
makings
devil,
of a good
he's a demon.
stage show, but I did not want to be one of the players.
Semantics, right?
It can be on, actually. Sorry, it can be on.
Alright, spoilers.
It's literally said. Karlak says it if you have her. She's like, fuck, it can be on.
Fuck, Cambion. Alright, we're leaving.
Yeah, I think I'm... Should I keep Karlak in the party?
I will bring Lazel for the action points.
Okay, then I'm gonna switch for... Do you want me to take Lazel then?
Do you want to take Shadowheart instead?
Yeah, sure.
Can I give you Shadow Heart? Can we swap just like this?
You need to. I'll tell Carlax stay behind you.
Listen to the song here in my heart.
I'll be here hitting dirt or whatever.
Melody I start.
I think you can transfer now the Shadow Heart
The
to me
king complete.
under the multiplayer thingy.
I can't.
Under the multiplayer thingy now you can.
Oh.
If you ask multiplayer and then click the little arrow.
To the song here in my heart, a melody I start. That's an ugly thing. Did she make it look like? I just noticed she make that look like
Still, it took
wait,
guts to
what's it
defy
called?
that petty patron of his.
Her hitting target.
The blade's sting is real.
Lae'zel's. Look at Lae'zel's hitting target. The.
Oh yeah, it's a mind flayer.
Yeah, I just noticed that now. How many hours have I got on this game? But it's not, it's only after the first few hours. It's not here immediately. It looks like something else. That's really cool. That is a really cool detail. I love this game. I love this game!
Shadow Heart! I need you to give me Shadow Heart.
Oh, shit. I did give you Shadow Heart.
No, you didn't. You didn't click apply.
Oh. You have to click that?
Yeah.
Shit. Can't you do it?
No. It's grayed out for me.
Hold up, I'm just Googling her build. Ah, that's right. I usually just stick to a build. I don't really... Subclass. Okay, Battle Master. And then the maneuver. To the song here in my heart, a melody I start, a king complete. Unless you want to build Lae'zel a specific way. I didn't even ask, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I don't mind. I never use Lae'zel anyway.
Oh, I love using her in a combat way, which I don't think it's any better. Yeah, but which one would I choose? Oh, I can pick tree. Tree 3. Trip attack. That's the one I usually go for. Trip attack. I usually don't use riposte. But it's still a good one. I never noticed it. And disarming attack. Oh, I love myself. Disarming attack. Disarming attack. Attack! Listen to the song. This just took us like an hour. Yeah, literally an hour. Oh, shit. I forgot to click apply. My bad. Are you mad at me?
No.
No? Just giving me the silence treatment. I'm just a baby.
I'm not. I'm literally...
I
checking
applied!
something.
You can come back.
I'll be keeping an eye on you.
I will. I'm just
Understand.
checking
All the
something
girls
in
are
the corner.
fighting.
If I choose to kill you, you will not even see it.
Zaza! The girlies are fighting.
Did you... Oh yeah, you sold a backpack. I was like, did you sell something?
Did I?
Yeah, there's a backpack at Aaron's. Just I remember seeing something and I cannot see it anymore, so ignore me.
I left the camp, by the way.
Map.
There will be ads in a bit, by the way, chat.
Riverside Tea House.
Which I think I'm going to take the excuse just to quickly go to the toilet and then come back. What now? I wanna go watch Wicked again. We ready? Jingle Bell Ball! Are we ready? Where are you, baby?
I'm going up.
Hello! Oh my god, the weirdest thing just happened. Uh-oh. That's Fiona from Shrek!
I don't want a crumb left on that plate, girl.
Auntie Ethel, please. One more bite and this pie is gonna come back up to say hello.
Don't make me get the wooden spoon. You're eating for two, so get to it.
Oh, why am
this
I
isn't my
initiating the
hero.
dialogue? I didn't even
You
walk
took
into
ages.
that door.
Come in,
not
come
sure.
in. Feel free to relax yourself and have a cuppa. Hmm?
A cuppa!
Gods grant me patience. Eat up, Mayrina. I won't say it again.
Which one do you want me to choose?
Sure. That's Marina. I have some bad news for her. I'm glad you got here safely. You have an interesting home. Yeah, let's go with number one, I think, if you agree.
Keep that hole under your nose shut, or things will get messy.
It's it!
You know what that sounds like to me? Leverage.
What is it? What's going on?
I fought your brothers, but I didn't kill them.
What?
I only knocked them.
No!
No!
Such
That's Kim Kardashian
dramatics.
crying.
Enough, away with you.
How does she do that? Your face. That's so funny.
Silence at last. Some time in the cage should do her good.
Well,
and
that's
you,
mean. Do we have
you'll
water?
regret sticking your nose in my business.
We don't need it. We have Shadowheart.
Ew.
That's a new one. She never reveals herself as the hag.
Oh, I've had her reveal herself. In my other one.
I haven't. That's new to me.
You can't even fight her here. Sorry, chat. Spoilers. There you go. Yeah, I've had this happening. I wanted the eye, though. Moon! Oh, shit. I don't have any water. Hi, Moon. Oh, wait. My... up. I do what my chat tells me to do, and that is hydrate. Hi, Moon. How are you, my love? Welcome in. Thanks for the hydrates. I appreciate it. We're just doing some shenanigans. What did you do, Kato? Oh, where are these fuckers?
I just walked forward. They're back. We
Nothing
just need to
important
walk
is
through
ever
the
easy.
thing and ignore them.
What, this
'Cause they're
thing?
bad news.
The fireplace?
The
Where did she
fireplace,
go?
yeah. She's invisible.
Oh, motherfucker.
Cursed to
Okay.
put my hands
Let me
on
turn this
everything.
off. How do we reveal the
Maybe
mirror,
it's an
though?
illusion. You can just walk through it.
Oh.
It's an illusion. Enemy.
I don't remember how to walk through it, though. Oh, hold up. I don't have movement, though.
It's okay.
Swift and lethal.
Yes, I can reach the destination.
My path be true.
I can't. It doesn't let me. Am I being silly?
We wait for her to pass it.
That's ugly. That's an ugly, pickly bitch. Literally. There are ads in just less than a minute, just so you know. Oh, thanks, babes.
playing with your new friends.
Bitch.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That can't have gone
Bye-bye. Yeah. Bye-bye. It's over. It's so... Oh, she turned the thing on. Fucker.
It's an illusion. It doesn't hurt you.
I thought it did. No,
No, it's
the
an illusion.
fireplace.
Yeah, it's an illusion.
Ah. Level up. Woo. I don't have enough movement for the stairs. Leave me alone. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to come and help you?
No. I'm gonna dash as well.
I need to go to the toilet in a bit. Shadowheart. Shit. Hold up. No, I did not mean to do that. Why is the path interrupted? Okay. Oh,
she's dead.
My god. That scared the living fuck out of me.
Make way.
Oh. But I have an action. Oh, whatever. I need to go to the toilet. I'll be right back, chat. If you're listening.
Mm-hmm. Chat, do we want pickup lines? Chat. I'm good at pickup lines. Depends on what kind of pickup lines you want, though. Because I only
Welcome
do
back
spicy
from
pickup
ads.
lines.
I'm
Oh.
back. My phone was annoying me, so I punished it and I left it in a bathroom.
Your phone?
It just kept bring.
Is it that
It's
what
just
the
like-
phone is supposed to do?
Sorry?
Isn't that what the phone is supposed to do?
I'll give it a
No,
shot.
the phone annoys me. It's too much yappering. I don't like being notified of stuff. That's why I never reply to messages. I don't have any notifications for WhatsApp. No, lies. I don't have any notifications for groups. Because let me tell you, my family group, fucking wild. I can't deal with that shit anymore. It's my niece, basically. And I just can't deal with it. I don't have notifications for Instagram. I don't have a notification for anything, literally.
And then there's me who has notifications for everything.
How do you deal with it?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't have any enough movement. I'm gonna kill a bitch though. Was. Oh. Or especially great communicators. Did they have brains or knowledge? Don't make me laugh. What are you gonna do, Kato? Oh. Bye, Shadowheart. Disengage? Yeah. Slap! And then it was just me.
I'm gonna heal Shadowheart with potion because I don't want to use the short rest.
Do they travel through the shit? You fucker, you thought you could. Bitch! Leave me alone! Critical miss! We were just arguing, nothing happened. Nothing happened. We were just arguing, you know?
I love how I'm like 50 EXP away from level up.
But you've got Shadowheart to level up. I've got 2 to level up.
I've got 1.
Stop, please, please. What did you... Oh, that was the other guy. Sorry. Oh my god, we're about to see the other... You can't save him, can you? I was never able to save him.
I don't think you can.
You can make him conscious, though. I don't like Bone Chill. I think this is a one of the recommended ones for Necromancy, but I don't like it.
I don't remember which feats to get to give to Shadowheart.
Sorry?
The level 4 upgrade like gives you the feats, and I don't know which one to give her.
Oh my god, it's not loading. That's not what I meant. Oh my god, that's an ugly thing. Jesus Christ. Cat, can you speak?
Hello?
Oh, thank god, I thought you were muted on OBS. Now we just look like a fucking fool. Oh, this is slow. Okay. Did they have brains or knowledge? Don't make me laugh. They were popular. It's all about Diablo 4. What's that game anyways? What's a Diablo? We don't know those games here. We only play girly pop games like Baldur's Gate 3 and Dragon Age the Veilguard. Yeah, those are girly pop games. I'm on level 4. Yes, chat, I cheat because I have no brain cells enough to think of what I could do with a character. Womp, womp, womp. A mage hand? I don't want a mage hand. Wait, what? No, I want the cantrips. This is too complicated for me. I'm just gonna go with Bone Chill. Okay, I can learn 2 spells. What would you recommend?
Misty Step if you have it.
I think I already have it. Prepared spells. Yeah, I have it. It's just not prepared.
And then add Misty Step to your prepared spells.
And I can learn 2 new ones.
Why do you have Find Familiar?
I'm not sure. I've taken it off.
I would say Cloud of Daggers as well. And remove Sleep. And you get Cloud of Daggers and the Scorching Fire one.
Scorching Ray. When I see the bracing creatures with unprepossessing features. We're gonna need Chromatic Orb for... No. Shadowheart has a really good one for the Goblin Camp. The silenced one. Water?
And I'm gonna give her the water spell so that she can...
Okay, I'm going to take the orb and I'm going to add Cloud of Daggers. So I've got Misty Step, Thunder Wave, Cloud of Daggers, Magic Missile, Flaming Sphere, the Mage Armor that I should have used, and a Scorching Ray. And a feat. A feat? Oh! In this economy? I'm thinking, chat. I'm thinking. I'm so thinking. You know, I'm so used to saying chat now that sometimes I'm speaking to my colleagues in a work meeting and I'll say, so chat, bear with me. So chat, hear me out. It's so embarrassing. Thankfully, they know I stream. I don't know why I'm telling my coworkers that I stream. Oh well. But yeah, I'll just say, so chat, here we go. And then they just look at me like, who the fuck do you think we are? Who the fuck do you think we are? I don't know which one to choose. Ability improvement, maybe?
Yeah, I always do that one first.
Intelligence?
I usually put like the skill you have the best. I level it up as much as possible.
Yeah, it's intelligence. Although I need a bit of strength because my... I mean, I don't. Because I have -1 on saving throws.
You're a mage. You're supposed to fight back, not like be head to head.
That is
it's
true.
normal that your constitution and strength is lower.
And why is my wisdom so low?
Try to go low.
Senses and intuition improve spell casting for clerics. Okay, it's not really needed for me. Bards, paladins, sorcerers, and warlocks. Is that me? Sorcerers?
No, you're a wizard.
There's another one for sorcerer? Can you tell I just play the basic stuff?
You're the same class as Gale.
Oh, that is true.
The OG, like when you create the Dark Urge, the Dragonborn is a sorcerer.
Yeah, feat 2 intelligence. Okay, I guess. Not that I agree. My stats are looking good. I can't wait for my VOD to prove me wrong and just like seeing all the frame drops. I don't know what to do anymore. Wait, I had already leveled.
You forgot to toggle group mode.
What does that mean?
Don't forget to then put Lisa with you again.
She is in my group though.
She's not like in a sense of it's basically missing a thing.
This is so interesting and I just don't understand anything.
I have such a stupid idea.
Yeah, great weapon master. That's what I wanted. You have a stupid idea? Tell me.
I have 3 void bulbs. And it says, throw this alien bulb at a target and possibly pull in nearby objects and creatures. So what if we throw it at Auntie Ethel?
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Throw her off the map.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking? What if we put a whispering mask? It's a mask. It's Halloween. You're getting EP. You need to get a tea or coffee.
You are as thick as they come, sweetness.
Just call me thick. I know I have a fat ass, but Jesus Christ.
Playhouse, and you don't have an invite. Get out.
I'm not invited. That is rude. Or what?
Oh, the cocky ones are my favorite to chew on.
My cock is quite big, I will tell you that.
And you'll find out.
Bitch, come back. Hello.
What is this place?
I don't know. It's a cave.
Look. No. No! Don't look. Mustn't look, mustn't see.
This place is giving you receding hairline, my guy. Master yourself. What ails you?
I see it. I see what's to come.
Me?
Me.
I have a fail. A safe fail.
Flesh
On
rotten,
Arcana.
bone shining.
That sucks. I don't remember what to do.
Let me look.
Skull splitting, knife twisting, gut spilling. All future, all bad, all. Gods, don't hurt me. Oh, please, 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 please.
That did not work.
This one?
Yeah, that just makes him go bazookas on me. Can I kill him? I'm gonna tell him you're safe with me. I swear.
No! Monster! Mind dripping! Flesh peeling! Mind flayer!
I'm something much worse.
No! I'm sorry!
This is why I needed a Astarion with me.
No intention of letting that happen.
Why?
No! Please! Please! Away! Away!
I'm just in it. Ah!
I'm 10 HP away from leveling up now.
You're welcome. You started a conversation. Why is it starting with you? Because I started it, or did you start it? I can't listen to it. It's buggy.
I started it accidentally because I moved.
Crushing waves of fear as the presence within the door recoils. It can't let people through. Not again.
At least I got new spells from him and a rope. Do you want me to tie you up?
No, thank you.
What happened last time you opened?
Flash. A man cowering, a bag open at his feet.
Do we have chests?
Coins spilling onto the floor. His cries for mercy are cut short as the hag slices into him, dismembering him painstakingly, limb by limb. She cackles.
Ew!
The man's remaining flesh twisted and contorted, becoming the twisted surface of the door before you.
That's
Flee,
disgusting!
cry.
I'm not afraid of the hag.
Scene appears in your mind. 2 paladins and a cleric marching through the door, shrouded in the glow of the divine. Weapons brandished, they charge into the hag's lair. Screams of terror pierce the air.
You let them in? Naughty. That's a decade for each. You're mine for 30 more years, Petal.
They are left as scabs of life, while she spits on the beauty their death would sow.
Is there another way in?
An image of blue skies and sunshine as the door
Somewhere
shudders. Run.
over the rainbow.
Its form flickers, and you realize that the door is transparent.
Ha, ha, ha. Ha, ha. Da, 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 da. Hello, can meow 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 meow. Wow, wow.
You didn't even need it.
Yeah.
The door shudders, imagining its wooden frame cracking and splintering in a raging inferno. You see the hag. She walks through the door, its form shimmering. With a jerk,
Shimmy, 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 shimmy.
You feel the presence within shrink, terrified.
Shimmy. Shimmy, 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 me.
We're killing the people in the masks, right?
Yeah, why not? How did you get through it? Can you not kill them?
Sideways.
I've never not killed them.
You can supposedly knock them out, but I kind of want to kill them.
Aw. Meow! Oh, you go first. No, you're a bard. Lae'zel goes first!
I'm fury.
Okay.
I'm death. Well, so much for peace.
Everything is blocked. Thanks, babes. I can't reach the destination. What does that do?
It's a concentration spell that every round they take damage.
That what?
They take damage every round that they are within that.
Okay, let me use something. No, 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 no. Cupy, Cupy, Cuphead, you have 14 bananas. Hi, Cupy. How are you, my love? How's this Saturday treating you, my love?
What are you doing?
Yeah, what you've been up to, Grilka? What have you been up to? Just, oh, me. Sorry. I'm lowering the volume just so I can have... Yeah, it was very loud. Do you like it, Cuppy?
It sounded good to me.
No, it's just the sound effects are really fucking loud. And then the voices are getting like... They're okay, but it's way too loud. That is one way to greet someone. So you like it, my love? How have you been? Okay, I'm going to disarm this motherfucker. Oh shit, I can't. I have 35%.
We can do it. You have Bardic Inspiration as well.
Oh, 30%.
You.
You're so hot for that. You just woke up. What time is it for you?
Do it.
If it makes you feel better, I only left. Not that you need to feel better. Oh. No, they like you can. It's Saturday. You can just stay home. You know, I mean, like you can do anything that you want. But I only left. I only got out of bed at like 12:30 when 1 p.m. when Cat called me. It's always 3 p.m. What are you having for lunch then? A brunch at 3 p.m.? Oh my god, what is that hand? The hand, a weapon. Oh, she does not want to die. Shit.
Oh, I failed the death saving throw. Love it.
Oh, well, that's not good.
Focus on killing the mask.
85. I forgot to put my mage armor. Can I throw? I can't throw anything, babes. Okay. How many left? 1, 2.
Yeah,
Alright.
just 2. We
That's what I'm
should
gonna
take
do.
care of the Mask of Servitude first, because she can heal, and her healing is annoying.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to use my jump. Wee! Wee! Oh, I can't do anything else. I don't have any movement.
Yes, Auntie.
Auntie, auntie. Oh, poor Shadowheart.
Yes, walk through the cloud of daggers.
Do that. This is like Dragon Age Origins. Oh. I need to show you a video that I sent Robin. Well done. I need to show you a video that I sent to Robin. It was like a major battle, and I had some oil barrels on that we caught on fire to try and stop the let's call them the zombies or whatever. I don't remember the names. And they, are you kidding me? They just run through it, and then my Alistair and my Zevran just start running into the fire to try and kill them, and I'm like, bitch, that hurts you. Stupid. Why? Blaisdell!
Get this mask off me!
What does that mean that she passed a wisdom check? Oh my god, this is the first time I've ever seen Shadowheart hitting a... what's it called?
Guiding bolt?
Yeah, with a 13, which is Taylor Swift's lucky number.
Oh, I failed another death saving throw.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
1
I don't have
HP and a
movement.
dream!
Dreamies, my other wife. All of my wives are here today. Oh my god. Oh my god, you got 8 banana collectors. That is fucking crazy. Kato, Dreamies is telling us to hydrate.
I need to go get water then. Then I'm gonna take this quick with this thing as...
I can give you my water. Do you want milk? I'm milk supplier. How are you, milkies? How are you, Dreamies? How's your Saturday treating you, my love? Are you up to no good? Good at all? Like I'm sorry, I'm just screaming because these characters are getting on my fucking nerves. Are getting on my fucking nerves. Your present from Zoe arrived. Oh my gosh, she got you a present.
A little help, please.
Shadowheart, mind your business. Shadowheart needs help. What have you been up to? What did she get you? I want to know. Oh my god, I'm itchy on my nose, chat. This is not good, and I can't do anything with the characters right now. It's my turn to sign. Have you guys done anything exciting today? Are you seeing Zoe again soon? I wanna see. I'm gonna meet you all one day. Oh, we couldn't find anything when we were in town, so we bought each other presents online when we were in a car. Has she received yours, or you don't want to spoil it? What did she get you?
I want to know.
Oh! Cat, were you here and I didn't know?
I just came back.
I'm not going to last much.
Oh, did she walk through the cloud of daggers? Why are you dead?
A little help. Because Shadowheart has the curse over that.
Why did you... What happened? I can't reach the destination.
Help!
I can't reach it! I can't reach it!
Oh, she dead.
What happened?
She failed her death saving throws.
Oh. Choose destination. Target is blocked. What is happening?
I mean to do what?
A little help, please.
Oh, you did it. Oh my gosh, you got you a crochet
Out
frog.
of spells.
Sorry?
Shadowheart is out of spell slots.
Do we need to long rest?
Because I didn't want to use the short rest before we do the next thing.
We can't fast travel right now. So what do we do?
Yeah, we need to walk back.
Okay.
But we
she
have
gone?
the red caps outside.
Oh.
So I'm
So
gonna
what do
say
you
we
do?
keep going.
Okay.
I might be useless for a while.
She got me a crochet frog and a pin-off frog of sticking his middle finger. That is so cute. She got mine yesterday. And already she got mine. Oh, she got yours. You got, oh my god, you guys have got matching crochet things. Oh my god, that is so cute. Let me show you my, oh my god, we're all matching. I don't have an animal, but I have Killjoy from Valorant, which is close enough. Look, it's my crochet Killjoy. Look at her. She's so cute. And we can all meet and we can all just like take a picky with our crochet stuff. I'm just trying to infiltrate in the middle between you and Zoe. That's not fair. I'm just trying to get in the middle. That is not fair. What do you mean you're getting in the middle, Frankie? I love being in the middle. Have we got chests, Cat? What are your plans for the weekend, Dreamies, by the way? Have we got chests? Because how are we going to pass the clouds of smoke? I usually do this with chests.
What do you mean chests?
So you can put chests on top of the vents. And then it just stops the fumes. How else do you do this?
Just wing it.
How do you
just
do
crazy
that?
and walk through it. Like,
you have a shadow heart at 16 HP.
Be cautious.
How do you plan to do that? And you've got these little things.
she's no longer 16. Well, actually, we shouldn't have used the short rest because I do have a thing that gives me a short rest.
Oh. It's the same.
So
Can
what I
you do it
usually
again?
is I put myself here.
And then those things explode.
Best avoid that trap.
Okay, we don't have a Starion. I'm being so negative, I'm sorry.
Who said we need fucking Astarion? Fuck Astarion.
That's why we
even
Starion!
I was gonna disarm it and she didn't even step on it.
Oh. I am one of your wives. I can always be in the middle. I'm a horny bitch on her period. Please don't do this to me.
Crazy.
Crazy. Gonna try and get the latest.
I got a natural 20.
All right. Some are horny, some are angry and telling each other to suck dicks. You know what? Slay. You're gonna try and get the latest Genshin story and prepare for Sunday in Honkai Star Rail. Wait, are you playing? Are you streaming Honkai? Oh shit! How dare I? Excuse me. If you're lurking and you don't follow Dreamies, what the fuck? Like, no, go follow them. You know what I mean? Anyways, are you streaming Honkai tomorrow? I sent you a picture of what she got me. Oh, I can't have Discord on because of my frame drops. I'll check it at the end of the stream. I have to have it like on a background, but I will reply to you at the end of stream. No, I'm sweet. I just said something horny on stream. That's not sweet. That is deranged. Lazel? Okay. Kat, are you doing well there?
I'm already done with it.
No one stopped me.
And here, how did you do it?
How did I do it? I don't know. I'm just good.
I have Misty Step. I know I don't. It's a level 2 fuck.
Yeah, you used all of your level 2 spell slots.
Thanks, babes. That makes me feel so much better. So what do we do now?
Let me check. Where are you?
Why are you being mean to me?
She's prone.
No, you shouldn't have healed.
It's okay. We have one short rest left.
Ouch.
There was a misclick actually. My short rest.
Why is she just laying in there? She fell face down. That is so fucking funny.
You also did, by the way. I don't know why you're laughing at Lazel when you did the same shit.
Yeah, I did because I had no other option. Did I have an option? Nor.
Come too far and trigger the shit.
Eager for battle.
I'm a short rest.
Just a brief respite.
Battle awaits.
Deranged and sweet. Oh, I am deranged. I don't know about the sweetness.
Don't forget to toggle group, and if you want to heal Lazel with potions, we could do that.
Oh, enough waiting.
I am deranged. I don't know about the sweetness bit. I'm quite a mean bitch, and I like being a mean bitch. It's fun, but like warranted, you know.
You're
warranted.
No.
Am I?
Yeah.
Are you just lying to me?
I see you stealing from my inventory.
Oh, I didn't even notice that was you. I'm not gonna lie. I just saw potions and like, yeah, let's go.
Wait, let me check if Shadowheart. Yeah, Shadowheart has a spell. Okay, slay.
Both things can be true. Oh, I'm trying my best. I didn't realize it was that type of time on a Saturday. Last time I checked, horniness is not time exclusive, is it? Is it time I'm almost out of deodorant and I ordered new ones last Sunday and they still haven't shipped. Do you get those subscription based ones? Is that why? Do you get the what's it called? Is it wild? Is it the wild ones? What do you if it is or if it's not? What do you think of those? Because I keep seeing the ads for it and I'm just like the supermarket ones do the job. I'm Kat. How do I smell? You tell me.
Good.
Right? Well, I'm a guy, so yeah, but also consensually. Right. I wouldn't do these. I wouldn't write these. I think I've established that I wouldn't say these kind of comments unless I built some sort of trust with a person. A stranger is not gonna come on chat and I'm not going to say the shit about them. That is for sure. But yeah. Also consensually, you're so right. Aluminium, so it doesn't block your pores and cause cancer.
I use aluminium-free one.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not, because I have opinions.
Me?
No, well, both. Dreamies. And you. You're not?
No, I'm being serious. I don't use deodorant with aluminium.
Some people can't take it, but yeah, concentrated
I used
aluminium.
to use aluminium a lot. I used to use the ones that had aluminium in it, but then one of them gave me this weird reaction, so I just started using free ones. Aluminium free ones.
So did you know that oh my god. Yeah, I agree with it depends on the quantity, right? It depends on the quantity. I'm sorry if I get worked up. I'm not angry. Oh shit. Can I pause? No.
Nope.
You come to my home, interfere in my business, and now have the gall to face me in the heart of my lair. You petulant bollocks! I'll rip your spine out your asshole! I'll use your blood to spice my stew! I'll keep you alive until I've sucked the marrow from your bones.
I love being sucked on.
I'll bring you back and do it all over again.
Just get out of here, please.
Now we need to save. Do we save her? Right, real quick. I have a story about Wicked of Oz. The original Tin Man, the actor, he had to end up in a hospital in an oxygen. What's it called? It was not a mask. It was like he had to get loads of help because the paint that they used on him was pure aluminium. And pure aluminium, that is like higher concentrations of aluminium are so dangerous, but it really just depends on a person because for example, it's not the same, but it's a similar discourse between aluminium and SLS. SLS is an ingredient commonly used in a lot of body cleansers, and I don't know where this came from. I mean, I do, because there are some studies that higher concentrations of SLS also causes cancer and a lot of other problems. But lower concentrations are good, and they cause the cleanser to act as a cleanser. Yeah, we used to use fucking crazy. Why?
Because I used Shadowheart last spell slot, and I needed it for water to stop the fire of Marina's cage. I was stupid.
Yeah, that's okay. We can load.
Thank you.
Yeah, the lead in makeup was fucking wild. I had to study that in detail in uni. In uni, we had a unit, a class just dedicated to Elizabethan, to the Elizabethan era for makeup and hair. Crazy, and we had to replicate that. And yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, the SLS discourse is so similar to aluminium. So yeah, in higher concentrations, it causes that. Some people can't. Aluminium is very reactive. So yeah, some people can't use that. And some people can't have cleansers with SLS in it. But I just don't understand the fear mongering. That's why I get sentimental and worked up about like just the whole clean beauty discourse of bad and toxic ingredients and all of that. Because as much as there is a truth to it, it's truly just a concentration of it. But yeah, not disregarding that some people just can't have it. I, for example, have aluminium and I'm just fine. Am I a bit crazy in the head? Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. But some people just can't take aluminium. Awal doesn't have any aluminium and it's cruelty free. Does it come in spray? Because I will tell you something. My secret to smelling so nice, I'm just paranoid. I always need to use the normal bar and then I need to go with spray. But, you know, not discounting that if there is a deodorant out there without aluminium that will actually make me smell like really good, like I want to try it. How expensive is it? Is it very expensive? Because obviously as a vegetarian, I'm keen on the cruelty free bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm keen on the way, boo. You can't hydrate me. No, you can't. Because my wifey Dreamies has already hydrated me. Right?
The watering can has failed yet again.
Also, Dreamies, I'm sorry. I did not mean to come across as harsh. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, I was so ingrained in the 4 years that I was at uni. I was just so ingrained in all of that discourse that I get like, no, I'm not mad at you because there is a ring of truth to it. So I didn't mean to come across as confrontational. I just have so, it's the clean beauty girlies coming at me. It's the clean beauty girlies coming at me. Not you. The clean beauty girlies coming at me. Oh, was I beefing with them back then? Salt of the earth comes in a spray and is vegan and no aluminium. Salt of the earth. Oh. Does it smell like beach? Shut up, Cato. I didn't fail. I was cock blocked. What am I missing?
Don't worry about it.
No, explain, please.
I told Dwayne that the watering can failed once again. Because he's a self-proclaimed watering can.
I thought he was a pebble. And you know what water cans are made out of? Basically pebbles. Am I the drama? I forgot to tell you all. I have new redeems. Did I forget to tell, chat? I don't think No, for the new ones out here, I've got new redeems, right, Kato? Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Am I the... How did it allow two? Do you like that? Do you like that? Do you like that? How are you, Dwaybu? And Kapi, I love you. Karo, oh, shit. Did you start?
Must we?
No, I'm just talking
No
with
harm in
Shadow
a
over it.
little mystery, don't you think?
What are you saying to her? I'm listening.
Thank you.
There is sound.
I'm sure we'll get along perfectly well.
Can you hear that? I did lower the the ambience.
Mom's gonna get home in 45 minutes.
Are we wrapping up BG3 at that point? Or
I can do for another half an hour towards that, because then we're gonna do the Christmas tree.
Oh, that's exciting! Are you going to? Do you have a plan?
Yay. We're gonna put the Christmas tree up, and then we're gonna start planning Yule decorations.
I see the problem.
Because I need to dry my oranges.
How do you dry oranges? Question mark.
From what I saw on the internet, you use like
how'd you
the
dry
oven
oranges?
and whatnot.
How'd
My
you
kitchen
dry
is gonna smell so
oranges?
good.
So the reason it's probably low is because I'm stupid.
You're not
Try again?
stupid.
Well, I'll try it so you guys don't spend points. How was that? Was supposed to be no, it's supposed to be loud as fuck. I have earphones and don't hear a thing. But I hear it.
Did you put monitor and output?
No,
Or did you
I
put the
stopped.
correct?
I stopped controlling it through OBS so I could hear it, but maybe that's the problem, and I just need to get used to not hearing the alerts.
If you do monitor and output, you hear them.
It is on monitor and output, and it just doesn't work. I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
Guys,
We can
chat.
figure it out later.
You
Is
should
it
be
me?
able to hear
Am
now.
I the drama? I don't think
But I
I'm the
can't hear it
drama.
anymore.
Maybe I am. Am I the villain?
I don't hear it, and it's on.
Is it?
I don't understand. Chad, I've been doing this for nearly a year, and I am such a noob.
We'll go through your whole things and transfer you to mix it up.
I am a noob.
Possibly next weekend.
I am a noob.
Or tomorrow.
See, it's
tomorrow
here.
Night. No, tomorrow night you're out.
It's a noob. I don't get it. I just don't get it anymore. You heard it for 1 second? Oh, for fuck's sake. Go.
Figure it out later. Don't worry.
Okay, sorry. Okay, we started.
Prime spot for an ambush.
You want to start? Do you want me to start? What do you want to do?
Yeah. Start.
What path lies before?
There, in the cage.
You start. I'm gonna position Shadowheart. Shadowheart goes there.
You make food? What food are you making, Dwaybu?
You come to my home, interfere
Thank you,
in
Caro, for the
my
help,
business,
po.
and now have the gall
Shadowheart,
to
get in
face
there.
me in the heart of my lair.
My favorite lesbian.
Petulant bollocks!
Canonically, Shadowheart is a lesbian. Have we seen her voice actor?
Spice my stew. I'll keep you
Did you know that her voice
until
actor
I
realized she was a lesbian whilst
marrow
on
from
set
your
because she met the
I'll bring you back and do it all
Shadowheart's
over
voice actor
again.
met her now girlfriend who was Shadowheart's writer, and she fell in love with her. And if that's not the most beautiful love story I've ever heard in my life, right after Cat and my story with Cat, then I don't know what it is.
That cage won't last.
Why can't I? Oh, I'm being stupid.
Bloody clever clown.
I think I'm playing Dragon Origin, so I'm using my key and mouse like I'm using, like you use on Dragon Age Origins. It's just confusing. I'm not sure on what to do. Did we short that?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, it worked. Rain on me. Wild isn't super cheap, but it's not that expensive. To get the metal case 3 refills, it's on. And they sell it on Boots, don't they? So it's just like a matter of going to Boots and getting them. I have the Razor one, not from Wild. What's it called? You know the colorful one? I have that one, and I just go to Boots and I get my refills because I don't have to pay for delivery. To be honest, I need to cancel that subscription. Who is the actual Auntie Ethel, though? Cat?
Huh?
Who is the actual Auntie Ethel, though?
The one in the middle of the cloud of daggers.
Okay. Stop it!
Enough! Leave me here!
Oh, I need to go pull that fucking. I'm going to take Lazel.
Stop it! All of you!
Where's the fucking thing?
What thing?
To help me, her out?
I already, like, put the fire out.
Yeah, but you can do the control orb, and it brings her down, and she can just run away.
Taking position.
Oh, I did it then.
Speed.
Oh, it's over there. It's right here. I didn't even know about that. Let's just fight until the hag gets me out. Be careful with the clouds of daggers.
Stop it! All of you!
The repeal. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. They don't have spray, do they? Because that's what I was saying. I need the bar, and I need the spray. That's how I stay clean and fresh. Okay, I actually take showers to stay clean and fresh, but that's how I stay clean and fresh throughout the day and smelly. And then I use Giorgio Armani My Way, or I use Ariana Grande's Pink Cloud perfume, Or my favorite perfume that I need to restock is Libre by YSL. But I always restock when I go back home because you've got the flight discounts. Bingo. Bingo. Oh, have I not ended the turn? Thought I clicked the orb. I did. I'm being stupid. Is it the alcohol or is it like, oh, a specific kind of, or is it like overwhelming? Or can you stand around people that wear perfume? Is that okay with you? Because if I ever meet you, I won't wear perfume if that is like what for like allergies or like dermatitis or something like that.
Bloody clever clubs.
Shit. So what do we do?
That's
still her, right? My god, I love this spell.
I will ascend.
Who attacked me?
I fucking hate Sacred Flame.
Should I dash?
Or what?
I don't know. I don't know who I should attack.
If
I
you
can't.
attack the clones once, they disappear.
Oh yeah, that's true. I have disadvantage against them. Well, I tried. I tried.
On the move. My injuries need tending.
Well, I was not expecting that. Can I steal some potions, please?
Yeah.
Fuck. I'm gonna die here. As long as they haven't dosed themselves and wear it like a normal person. Whenever I get to the office, my colleagues are like, yeah, I could smell it. It was you. I didn't even need to look. I knew it was you. Faint body mist, I usually smell like... Oh my god, smush. Oh shit. Where is she? What was the spell? What was the... What was the trick?
Dead.
What?
She walked through the clouds of daggers, I'm pretty sure.
So, a pregnant woman just died at our hands?
It's okay, I don't like her anyway.
I forgot to wear my mage of armor. Where is she again, sorry? Who, Myrna? Or the hag?
No, the hag. Mayrina is literally in front of her.
So what should I do?
I need an AoE spell, but I'm hit by hold of
Coming
person.
for you.
Can you give me an action? So I can... Will potion of speed give me a little bit more to walk?
Aid me.
Potion
It
of
will.
speed just gives you...
For me. All of them.
You can, like, go again.
Yeah, that's what I
As if
want.
It's an accent surge.
That's what I want. So I can use the chromatic orb. But I don't have enough.
Have to keep going.
Bloody clever clogs.
Mayrina's literally in front of you.
Well, she's dead there. Oh, bugger! Shit. I love the smell of vanilla. Leave me alone! What's your favorite person in German so you can use? Oh, shit.
We'll see how long that lasts.
There with it.
It's telling me to finish. It's telling me to finish. What do I do? It's telling me to finish. Look at my screen if you can. I'm downed. It's telling me to finish. Or is that just like a tutorial?
I don't know. Never seen that.
What do I do? Critical miss.
I think
That's
it's a
crazy.
tutorials thing.
Oh, the fuck it is. That confused me. Oh, there's an outbreak. Thank fuck so you don't see this mess that I just put us in.
Yeah, well then. Time to reload.
I need healing.
Come on, Cat, we're depending on you.
If I get held personed, I'm fucked.
You more, half-breed.
You're
place
back?
the cloud of daggers a little bit to the left.
You're back? You're back to this, by the way.
We're not gonna be able to control that today.
It's okay. I'll play Dragon Age after this, because I can stay up a little bit later tomorrow. Haha, Dragon Age.
I have work tomorrow.
When was the last time you played Dragon Age, Dreamies? You have work tomorrow, but you've got to get that bread. You know what I'm saying?
Don't want to go to work. It's gonna be miserable.
No, it won't. Why would it be miserable?
There's only like 2 things, and it's gonna be like as soon as I get there, and then it's just calm. And I hate when it's calm on weekends because the clock doesn't do shit.
What do you mean the clock doesn't do shit?
Time doesn't pass by.
So how are we going to approach this?
We try to do the same thing.
Wretched thing. Pull yourself
I
together.
just have to cancel Cloud of Daggers as soon as we save Mayrina.
Okay. Do we need her alive?
Right? Sure, why not?
Do we have anything that allows us to have spell slots?
Nope.
Welcome back from ads. We had a game over. We had a game over, chat. We had a game over. It was very sad. It was very sad. Maybe 2 years ago, you 100% Inquis. That is a massive game. That is fucking crazy. Who did you romance? I'm stupid.
Hmm?
I had an extra slot for save spells and I didn't have. No, no. Do I go with the chromatic orb or do I go with the ice knife? I'm gonna go with the
chromatic.
ice knife.
Yeah, chromatic orb or ice knife. It's a what's it called? An AOE one.
AOE? AOE? Oh my god, so you love Dragon Age. That is crazy. Iron Bull. Of course. Of course. Oh my god, you're a romance historian. I won't say much. You better not watch my games. That's all I'm gonna say. No, I don't watch my games. That's all. You better not watch my games if you love Dory.
Prime spot for an ambush.
What? Is that a trap that I spotted?
Yeah.
Are you okay, Kato?
There, in the cage.
Okay. Oh shit.
Not reaction.
Did you start it?
I'm gonna skip this because we already saw it.
You want the girl so bad. Fine.
Okay, we got this, chat. I don't have Misty Step. Okay, target is too far.
Bloody clever clogs.
I can't do anything.
Can't you walk?
No. For some reason I have very limited. Got the potion of speed, but I'm going to need it for later.
Yeah. What about jumping? Also no.
Well, I can, but then I can't spell... No, I can't even jump. Never mind.
You can just skip the first turn, it's fine.
Stop it! Enough!
Stop
Don't
it!
do this!
Do I need to save her? From that thing? Right now? No, right?
You can go
Path be true.
because I know the hag is gonna at some point get the them during the stress shit.
What does that mean?
So but she brings Marina down.
She what?
She brings Marina down at one point.
No, 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 no. Have you got the Bard inspiration?
I didn't give it.
Well,
I only have one left.
it was nice knowing you. That went well. That went well. Oh my god, we got a ring! We got a ring! No! Na-na-na-na-na. Na-na-na-na-na. Sing-a-ling.
Baldur is dead!
Bloody clever clogs.
But yeah, she dies first round.
Welcome into this lovely little mess that we've got going on here. It's a pleasure to meet you.
We fucked up. We gotta reload again.
Hi everyone.
Marina's dead.
Oh my god, Skimmy, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. Why are you fighting Grandma?
This game.
I don't know. I don't know. Thank you so much for the welcoming, everyone. My name is
Let me do
dulce.enquiries.
mod stuff. Don't do it. You're the streamer.
I'm sorry. All right, chat. If you don't know Skimmy, please go follow my lovely Skimmy. Welcome in, everyone. My name is Dulce the Milkies, but you can call me either Dulce or Frankie. I know some of you, and I love you very much. I do have anon followers, but if you want to drop in, you are some. Oh my god. Woo! Again? Again? Thank you so much for the 7 months. That's my lucky. That's my favorite number. That's my favorite number. You have brought people, my love. You have brought everyone here. Oh my god, thank you so much for this schemey raid. How are games? How is Dead by Daylight? How is Dead by Daylight? We're playing Baldur's Gate tonight with Kato. For a little while if you want to hang out. I use she/her pronouns. So the Kato does use she/they pronouns. I'm trying to say that right. Yeah, I am, right?
Yeah.
Right. Damn right. That's public. It's on Discord, though. We're playing Baldur's Gate. Did I say we're playing Dragon Age tonight? No, I said Baldur's Gate, right? I almost said it. I almost said we're playing. We are afterwards. After this, we will be playing some Dragon Age the Veilguard. Kato has joined us for some Baldur's Gate adventures, and it's going so well. As I was saying, I have anon followers, but I appreciate your follow. If you want to drop in chat, you're so much more than welcome. This is just for the sake of if anyone wants to lurk or anything like that, but you're more than welcome. Someone tried to riz you up. Who was that? Was that like the killer? No, you always play killer, don't you? You always play killer. Did you win something? What do you win? You're on the reserved list. What does that mean? Do we reload, Kath?
Yeah, we do. Is Marina dead?
She dead. Why is she dead? I missed it.
Because we do the thing where we do the water first round. She literally like the second turn she brings her down. So I need to cancel Cult of Daggers.
So we can't use it.
I can, I just have to cancel it right after.
How do we do this? If you came here for expert playthrough, not with me. Kat's the expert.
Third time's the charm. I'm not an expert. I'm just a nerd that overfixated into the game and has 10 playthroughs of it. Don't worry about it. I am fine.
Have you ever finished this game?
Nope.
Me neither.
Got to Act 3, had to reset my PC, lost my saves because I forgot to back them up.
I got to Act 3, my mods...
of Shar.
Not the Shar temple. I got to Act 3, I realized that the basket clothing mod corrupted my save file, and it's been an adventure ever since. You're on the reserved list, you're on survival. What does the reserved list mean? It was another... Oh, like you were playing with other people. Oh, Dreamy, sorry. I missed your messages. Can I? I'm going to initiate with Lazel. No!
Prime spot for an ambush. Everything is clear.
No, I forgot to put the mage armor. Oh, alright, this is going so well. If you don't romance Dorian or Iron Bull, how do I skip?
Interfere in my business.
There we go. If you don't romance Dorian or Iron Bull, then they get together and fuck. That is so hot. Gay fuck. Smash. I always play as a guy unless I have to be a girl, like for Alistair and Sarah. In Origins, I've romanced everyone. Oh my god! I know why. I'm romancing Liliana. Although, Alistair is flirting with me, and so is Zephyrin. Rich Romance is a different playthrough. Oh, but it's just... Oh, I love these games. Because there's just so much...
You want me to give you Bardic Inspiration or Lazel? I'll see you not initiated in combat.
Thanks, babes. Yeah! I am not for sale. I am being reserved. Why are you talking in riddles, my guy? I'm just a baby. I played Dead by Daylight once. Is it Dead by daylight lingo? I don't understand. I played that DVD once. I screamed. You what?
You lost it.
What did
You're
I
losing
lose?
the plot.
I'm losing it.
What to do?
I'm not even in
Never wanted the
combat.
easy
Oh
path.
my god.
Yeah, that's what I said. You're not even initiated in combat.
How you doing there, my love? Shit! Could have used all this by using hold person, or do we have hold person? I don't think we have it.
I do have it if I change
Why
my spell slots.
No, you don't. We don't have. Do we have hold person? Did you say?
I do have it.
Do we want to reload?
Honestly, no. I'm tired of reloading.
But we don't got this.
Because it's I only have one spell slot on Shadow Heart, so it's either for the water thing or for the person.
How does she even can? I thought she resisted hold person. So will she still be here?
Bloody clever clogs.
Thank the gods.
I'm scared of going near her. No comments.
Sacred Flame ain't gonna do shit. Watch if it's no actually.
Thank you, Moon. Thank you, Skimmy. I know. So easy mode? Do we cheat and put on easy?
That's fine, keep going.
That's okay. This is what my stream is for. It's the embarrassing moments. I market myself embarrassingly. Have you seen my TikToks? Exactly.
I'm pretty sure if we get her to 50% or whatever, she's gonna be like, hey, stop this, blah blah blah.
No, I think it's like 10 HP or maybe 1.
Whatever, let's
You need to
pretend
get
it's half of it. So it's
Alright,
not
okay.
painful.
Alright. Let's do it.
Don't yell in my ears!
Sorry.
Are you lost? Maybe your soul will make it back home.
Quickly.
I'm so good at this game.
I'm getting pissed.
I'm just laughing through the thing at this point. I'm sorry, Kat. I feel guilty. I don't know why.
Another fight. Let's go.
We're thinking. We're thinking. How much longer have we got? Come on, Shadowheart.
Before my time.
She's low. There we go. I think. No, I don't think.
Oh.
Don't waste a step.
Not the monkey milkers!
Try to find me now, brat!
Hey Alexa, play Brat by Charlie XCX. Ow, I...
use, Ray of Frost. Dagger, right here.
Ray of Frost. Where?
The dagger thingy that you have, like right here.
I don't. I have Ray of Frost.
Ice dagger?
I didn't equip it. I didn't have it equipped before the load.
Reload.
We don't have time, do we?
Just reload.
Or wait.
Another step forward.
Let me try something.
Because for Ray of Frost, you need to have
and a target.
Yeah.
Chat, I'm thinking so fucking hard. I'm thinking so fucking hard. I'm thinking so fucking hard. Thinking so fucking hard. I'm a thinker. And when I think, you know? When I think. And that's what makes me a thinker.
He's 20 HP. Do you have a...
Oh, cheio de graça, Senhor.
You did drink it.
Ave Maria, cheio de graça, Senhor, esteja convosco assim.
Okay, you just have to miss every single attack coming up to you.
Shit.
Wait just a tick! Killing me is a waste of time. I'll find a way to return. Always have, always will. But it's unpleasant. So how about we be civilized about this, hmm? I have
All
something
that
you
religious
want.
trauma was worth it. I sacrificed my smoked powder bomb. And I sacrificed myself. I died.
We should have used the bulbs! No! Thank you, James! I'm clipping that.
Jesus fucking Christ. I hit the side of my finger on my ring and now it hurts.
Oh, baby, I'll kiss
Taking
you,
my rings
boo-boo.
off.
I'll kiss you, boo-boo. This was Moon and Scheme's faith. This was this was the raid faith. Do you know what I'm saying? This was the raid faith. I'm telling you right now.
I knew I liked you, dearie. I can give you power.
Out of context.
Anything you
This is how my
want.
brain works.
You want to be
I've been looking at
stronger,
Pandora
tougher,
rings, and I-
smarter. Done.
I want
Just
them
let
all.
me go. What'll it
You
be,
what?
Petal?
I want the Pandora rings. I need more rings. And they look so cute.
They're just a bit... The price is not... They're so cute. I just can't justify the price. It's the same with Swarovski. How much?
You mean Swarovski?
Swarovski, Swarovski, Swarovski.
One that I'm looking at is 29 and a 39.
That's expensive.
It's not that expensive. I have one of them that was 89, so you want to talk about that?
Give me power. The more, the better.
Here.
Oh,
Shadowheart, fuck you.
I get to
Sorry.
choose one as well.
Ew.
I can set up shop
What does my
elsewhere.
character scale off of?
People always need lotions and potions.
And lube. We always need lube. Anyways. Best of luck, Ante. Get out of here before I change my mind. No, we're... What's the saying about the coin? What's the saying about the coin? We're one and the same, so I'm going to call her Wonky.
It's only the deal that counts.
That's so rude.
Bye bye, Petal.
That is so fucking rude.
Wait, did you choose already the reward?
No.
Oh, okay, I'm not.
Do we both get one?
I don't know. That's why I'm not like choosing it.
I don't have to choose it now, do I? Oh my god, Shadowheart.
Yeah, you do.
I don't want lotions from that thing. Yeah, that is. You've got a point there. You've got a point there, because, like, the retinol is not working on her, is it? Sorry?
Oh, yours is intelligence, isn't it?
Yeah. What is yours?
Mine is charisma.
So we only get one for multiplayer?
I think so.
So what do we do?
Get yours, I don't mind.
But that's not fair.
To level up my charisma. I can like get stuff to level up my charisma down the line, so.
My commitment.
My charisma.
My charisma.
Listen, brain moves faster than my mouth.
It's a Portuguese in us. We're so locas. We're so locas. Do you know what? That's a really strong lesbian skill. Oh, I'm so gay. Alright, I'm gonna go in intelligence if that's okay. Punky Milkers is intelligent. No, literally, my brain also moves faster than my mouth, so I trip over my words a lot. No, literally. Literally. I get you. So I help you. I help you. And I help you. And I help you. Well.
And I res me.
Take me. Bathing first.
You look like Jesus Christ for a
must
second,
heal.
mate. Merry Christmas.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
Sorry. That was a little bit too much.
Oh, my
bad.
Marina's dead.
My bad. Sorry. That's a
Still
little bit
in
too
control.
much. Frankie, shut your trap. Tell me to shut up. She's dead? What did you get from her? Can we get her hair?
Illusions abound in this
Well,
place.
that was an accident.
Trust neither your eyes nor your ears.
Well, I can't really hear from my left ear, so...
I'm gonna do a Githyanki play through where I'm a monk and I'm a woman plays out.
You gonna bonk her?
Seems simple enough.
Absolutely.
Oh,
In
I need
more
to go to
ways
the
than
toilet again. It's all the hydrates. I love you guys so much. You guys keep me hydrated. Oh, this is new. Is it new? Why is it that? Oh my god!
Well, it ends.
On my other
not as
playthrough,
bad
this
as
made
it
me
could
leave.
have.
Oh, was I
If
checking
you
the
leave over there.
where? No, my other playthrough, like if I ever came through this door, it just made me leave. I'm not dreaming this. I played this game like 2 weeks ago. This exact same spot.
And then you just walk into the circle of the mushroom circle thing that you should never do in the wild, and then you get out.
Okay, I better close. Thanks for the hydrate. This is for everyone. You're gonna
We
make
need
me go
to
piss, girl.
Long rest before we move further, because otherwise we just trigger the red caps.
We didn't do the swamp thing for Kaga.
We did?
No, we didn't. We need to go to the demon's place.
I thought we did that.
No, we didn't.
Let's long rest first.
Kill Kaga. No, we have. No, investigate Kaga. No, we haven't.
Gale! Gale! My beloved Gale!
Do it, Wind. Go piss, girl. Fucking hell, at this point. At this point. I'm gonna keep you tabbed. I love you, Skimmy. Thank you so much for the raid. You stay safe. You need to go and eat and hydrate, okay? Because it's like, what? 5 p.m. for you? That's crazy. That's crazy thinking. That's crazy thinking. Bestie is gone. Did you guys have fun? It's dinner time. What are you having for dinner then? Oh my god. This would be me standing here and then it's karaoke. The microphone is in front of me. Popular. You're gonna be popular. It's not about right to put the you. Oh my god, Bergie, you sing so well. Thanks, Cat. That's the response I wanted, yes.
Huh?
The response I wanted
I
to...
was looking at Gale and enjoying his voice and him spelling words on me. You know the
was
thing
singing.
of like when it's the no, do you know that TikTok where it's like someone is talking and you're looking at them and you hear them like they're saying stuff, but all you hear is like blah 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 while they're looking.
Oh yeah, I know. Introduction.
Introduction.
I just don't. What do you see in him?
He's just.
Cal was too busy shrimping. You can say simping. It's fine. Or do you guys get?
He's just.
Do I
No,
get
don't
banned or
think
do you
he
guys
is,
get
otherwise I would
banned?
be banned. I would have been banned by now.
Like I don't care. Simping on Twitch. I needed. Wait, you guys can't see it? Advice on sim/thirsty followers. I needed this advice 3 months ago when a man was so inappropriate with me on stream, and I didn't stream for 3 months. I needed this. Back in the not 3 months ago. I needed this like back in the summer. Shit, write this down real quick. Accidentally said.
It was technically 3 months ago.
Sorry.
Because it was August. It was August 3 months ago, so technically it was summer.
So it was summer. So I stopped streaming around June, July. Oh, poor thing. I was drawing in Photoshop. An androgynous character on stream. The image was not sexual in any context. They just wear a cool outfit and I was experimenting with some different lighting that gave the art piece cool look. And meanwhile, I talk about dildos, dicks, lesbianism, tongue playing, and people like, why is the word simping so like such an abomination? Have you guys heard the things that I say? It's gay. It's so gay. It's like so gay. I could be in trouble. On Twitch, policy prohibits the use of terms like simp, incel, or virgin. What does that make no sense? Oh, it's when they are being used to negatively refer to another person's sexual practices. Okay, so there is context. Against streamers to bully them. Oh, but like if we say about ourselves, it should be fine. Yeah, it's the thing. As long as you're not being, as long as a person is not being, like, even for me, like, I sometimes I need to keep it to myself because it's hard. But there's context to it, to everything we say, right? As long as we're not being, like, I can't use words today. I hope you know what I mean. Twitch is not consistent. Oh. Neither am I. Otherwise, I would be more regular with stream. And I don't. Because I have a full-time job and a lot of hobbies. And by hobbies, I mean sleep.
You don't rest well.
Oh, no.
Flitting between dreams and
Chad.
nightmares.
Not again.
Maybe you break your meditation because you know something is wrong.
I don't
Or
meditate.
I
maybe
know what this is.
you just get lucky.
Shit.
My ears!
Lower me, please, woman. What's your volume right now of me
it's
on
not
Discord?
what it looks like. I swear.
Whatever it is, lower it.
Something?
No, no, no.
I wasn't gonna
50
hurt
and
you.
below.
I just needed
50 and below.
blood.
Right now.
There, in
You
the
guys
dim
do on chat.
firelight,
You guys
see
do.
him for what he
Below.
really is. A
Below.
vampire, a slave
Scheme?
to sanguine hunger.
Did you say below or below?
Both. Let's go with that. This is
Why
my
is he
scheme
alive?
repellent.
Because we keep good people alive.
This is my scheme repellent. Vampires can't.
Repellent Lamau.
You're not hated here. I love you so much, my love. But this is my scheme repel. No, I mean, okay, no. Let me rewire. Let me rephrase that. This is my scheme is going to talk badly about Astarion repellent. You want me screaming loud in your— oh! Do you know what? I'm quiet. I don't like the scream. It, like, I need to focus.
I can make you scream.
What is going on?
She ignored me, chat. She ignored
I
me.
didn't! I was just like, what's going on? I screamed. But Discord didn't catch it, probably. Just so you know, there are people that I work with that follow me, and I could be, like, I trust people too hard, because I could be fired like this. If the wrong clip ends up in HR, I'm done. Please don't do it. Please don't hire me,
There's this thing
HR.
called given context.
There is this thing of, I am pretty, and I can get myself out of trouble at any point I want. Chat, hit him with the ignies. The pussy ignies? For sure. Did you hear that, cat? Did you just hear that coming out
I
of
don't know,
my
you
mouth?
told me to lower your volume. I can't hear shit.
Scheme said, hit him with the ignies, and I said, the pussy ignies?
I'm out. That was it, chat. Nice seeing you guys. I hope you
It's
guys
not what
have
you
a
think.
good weekend.
I'm not some
leaving.
monster. I feed on animals. Boars, deer, kobolds, whatever I can get. I'm just too slow right now. Too weak.
And that's on
If
period.
I just had a little blood, I could
That is
think clearer,
ironically what I'm on
fight
right now.
better. Please.
A strange sensation
What? I'm not in
courses
pain.
through you,
Which is a win.
and your companion's mind.
And I'm not taking painkillers.
unfolds,
Oh, he
secrets
reads my mind.
half revealed.
I
No,
want
we're
to
just
fuck
built different,
you
'cause I don't take
so
painkillers unless
hard.
I have to.
And I want you to bite me whilst you're... What did you say?
I'm saying that we're one of the same because I avoid painkillers unless I'm basically dying.
Oh no, I go hardcore on them. I like the high feeling. It's the only way I can cope. It's getting a big out of hand. Yeah, me thanks too. I'm so sorry, Chad. It's getting very... His forehead got yossi. Why are you shaming his forehead? Sorry if it got too much for some of you, chat. It is a 19+ community, so if you are a minor, get the fuck out of here, please. I do not want to get in trouble. What was I going to say? The pussy ignies, that's what I was going to... You should get that checked. I am in therapy. Thank you very much for the concern. Hello?
You are in therapy? Since when?
Since I can pay a therapist on and off.
Slay.
Slay. Thank you very much
Get
for the
that bag,
concern.
bestie.
Literally. The bag? I don't get the bag. I get her bag. I pay for her bag. This reminds me, I am going to unwrap this in therapy. The pussy ignies. Hi, therapist. So the other day I said something really concerning on stream, and I called my pussy the pussy ignies. What do you think about that? Go back to the mines.
Children for the mines.
Thoughts? thought. Remember, chat, rewind 30 minutes ago when I was just like, I am a thinker. This is why I think, because I'm a thinker, and therefore thinking makes me a thinker. I'm not thinking anything right now. There's no thoughts going on in my head right now. I am in ecstasy right now. Not the drug, like the mental. What is going on?
I don't know. At this point, you're just talking, and it's entering 1 year and exit.
Well, as long as you guys enjoy it. Wink. Why didn't you tell me?
At best, I was sure you'd say no. More likely,
Do you need a
you'd
snack?
run
I am
stake
really
through my
fucking hungry,
ribs.
to be honest. A drink.
No. I
Let's go,
needed
let's
you to
go.
trust me. And you can trust me.
I know someone who met Neil Newborn. Am I even saying his name right? Newborn.
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 Neilburn.
Newborn. No, okay, sorry. But did you see the
Newborn.
TikTok? He made a TikTok.
Neil something.
See, someone made a like, oh my god, I need to show it. Neil Newborn. TikTok. It was so funny. I can't find it, I don't think so. But he had a room at a con, like a backstage room, and someone wrote Neil Newborn. He's newborn, right? And then he made a TikTok. It was so funny, I can't even describe it. Slaying. You're slaying 60%, that is fucking slay. Dulce is at that part of the show where whatever comes. I'm trying my best, besties. I'm trying my best. Eat a Snickers, babe. You're no. Do you know what? The most concerning part is that my natural me is like the average person without a Snickers. That is the natural me, and yeah, it's just a minty bees. What can I say? I've had I don't know how many mental breakdowns throughout my life, and I'm still the same, if not worse, at this point. Anyways. I do. I believe
Thank
you.
you.
You're welcome.
Do you think you could trust me just a little further?
Pussy
I
hit me.
need a taste. I swear.
Why is he doing that voice to me? Mom just got home. Say hi to my mother-in-law. That's why you love me? I'm concerned for you. If that's why you love me.
Really?
Oh my god,
Of course. Not one drop more.
I'm concerned if that's why you love
Let's
me.
make ourselves comfortable, shall we?
Oh, he's laying me down, Chad. Let's make this into a book. He lays me down on the ground. And then
It's
he
like
slowly
a shard
moves.
of ice into your
Oh, for
neck.
fuck's sake,
A
that was
quick, sharp
narrating!
pain that fades to throbbing numbness.
Yes.
Your breath catches. Your pulse
That's not the only thing
quickens.
that's throbbing. Let's just say that. Why do I do this to myself? Oh, shit. Oh my god. The only thing that I have a proficiency on is melee attack. Everything else is just either null or neg. Oh, fuck. Let's go. Okay, that's enough. Let's go with persuasion. Where? Cuffy, are you surprised at this point? Are you surprised at this point? Oh, thank fuck. Oh, thank fuck.
Hmm? Oh, of
Thank
course.
fuck. What if I had to kill him? Oh, worse.
That.
You're killing me.
That was amazing. My mind is finally clear.
That's the effect I have.
I feel strong. I feel
Yep.
happy.
Yep. I've said it before. Let me say it again. Where will we go for dinner? What do you like having for dinner? Boom. No, never. I would never kill him.
Shouldn't take long. So many people need killing.
As much as Keem wants me to.
Now, if you'll excuse me.
Maybe I'll
you're
do a challenge.
invigorating, But I need something more.
On like a subathon, and one of them will be killing a Starion. And then...
This is
yeah.
a gift, you know.
I'll satisfy Keem.
I won't forget it.
Oh,
You
no.
watch as he
Oh man, they're so
stalks towards
cute.
the forest, stronger.
Community challenge. I get to kill it. So
Ready
many
to
I don't know
hunt.
what. Oh, Jesus. So many I don't know what, and we kill a Saurian. You were about to say something wild. Oh my god. I know what you were gonna say. Dude. I'm a vegetarian. Guys, I'm a vegetarian. I have something to confess. I'm a vegetarian. Oh, thanks, baby. I love
Always
you.
a pleasure.
Good morning. How do you feel?
This is the only way I'll ever get good morning texts. Is by saving the save, coming here, and forcing him to say good morning to me. I'm fine. I just feel a little
It'll
woozy.
pass.
You have to go.
Just be glad I'm not a true vampire.
Thank you so much.
A bite from them, and you might wake up as a vampire spawn.
Bye, chat. Say bye, bye
Like
to
my good
Cato.
self.
We're gonna
All
swap
of
to
a
Dragon's
vampire's
Age in a
hunger,
while.
but few of their
I
powers.
love you. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. You have a good night. Of course.
Don't forget to save.
I won't. Cat Cafe has left.
You're gonna look at me and you're gonna tell me that I'm wrong? Am I wrong? Like,
Oh my god, I'm lagging because I op- Dulce, save the game! Yep, that's what it does. Could you guys hear that? Love you, bye-bye. Love you, have a good night, go eatsies.
Oh, I've no idea. For 200 years, the sun would have turned me to cinders. Until the crash, when I woke up bathed in its light. Someone.
I love my Cato,
or
did you guys know that?
something wants me alive.
And I will even dare say, I
They've
love
changed
Cato
the
more than I love
rules.
Astarion. Which
Standing
was,
in the sun,
you know, he's
wading through a
he
river,
is
wandering into
fictional,
homes
so that
without
would
an
have been a problem.
invitation. They're all
You know?
perfectly mundane activities now.
Oh.
As for my other
Mundane.
quirks, well,
You heard that very well.
we can figure those out in
Sorry.
time.
Sorry. Sorry. Did I miss Chimmy's message? Or was it Cuppies? I don't remember. Oh, but remember. Okay, chat. Focus. I'm losing focus. I need to breathe. Anyways. We're in this together. We're all
such
in
a
this
sweetheart.
together.
I'm just glad you're being sensible about these revelations. I was worried people might turn up with torches.
The revelation
and
is that I'm a
pitchforks.
lesbian. That was the that was the
Although
revelation
there's
of the
still
year. Let me
time.
tell you. Let me tell you. That was the
Vampire
revelation
among
of the
us.
year.
So be it.
Accept
But
it.
should I wake with so much as a drop of blood on my neck, I will end him.
Enough. We need him. No, I trust him. He
Quite the
won't hurt
opposite.
us.
I'm here in the
He
spirit
won't
of
hurt us.
openness and honesty.
His
to
eyes
work
are
together as a
red,
team.
red, red, red. How did we not
Fine.
clock
He
it?
stays till he's no longer
How did we not
of use.
clock it?
Besides, my flesh is not so easily tasted. Unless, of course, I have offered it.
There now. We're all friends again. Shall we go? There's a long day ahead of us.
Whee! Save, Frankie, save! Save, Frankie, save! Oh, can I even load Dragon Age whilst on stream? That's going to be interesting.